2 years to launch in Australia, but a weight loss drug that mimics Ozempic will now be available within days. The drug maker says it's worked hard to secure a stable supply for Australians who struggle with obesity.
There are couples speaking out about the stigma that comes with obesity.
No one likes to see a larger person on an aeroplane.
At her heaviest, Jo was 184 kilograms. She turned to surgery when everything else failed.
I think the more options that we have, the better.
The likelihood of you becoming obese is really stamped at the time of birth. So we've got to be very careful that we don't blame people who have got this disease.
The Danish maker of diabetes drug Ozempic was given the green light 2 years ago to market its sister drug Wegovy for chronic weight management. Supply issues delaying its launch until now.
We're seeing medications such as Wegovy having multiple benefits that are beyond weight loss. We're seeing improvements in blood pressure, heart disease, kidney function, fertility.
It works the same way as Ozempic. The difference is the higher dose. Wegovy is part of a growing class of potent anti-obesity medications on the horizon to complement diet and exercise. The medication will be available in pharmacies on Monday. Attempts to have Wegovy subsidised through the PBS have so far been unsuccessful. It costs up to $460 for a month's prescription.
Options need to be accessible and affordable.
Gabriella Rogers, 9 News.
Croft has type 2 diabetes. He's prescribed Ozempic to manage the disease. But with the drug's popularity for dramatic weight loss, it's been hard to get.
There are those people who still want to just lose weight for the sake of it. It's very hard. It's frustrating.
But from August 11, a new similar drug will be available. Branded Wegovy, it has the same active ingredient as Ozempic.
That particular product is actually designed for weight loss. It's a stronger dose.
Christopher's wife, Yvonne, used Ozempic for weight loss, but she put it all back on after supply dried up.
So I'm hoping that when I can get the Wegovy regularly, it will really help me lose weight again.
Patients will still need a prescription and it won't be on the subsidised PBS.
While there's no confirmed cost for Wegovy here, it's almost double the price of Ozempic in other countries. Doctors fear the new drug might be out of reach for those who really need it.
I am hopeful that somewhere between the government and the drug company we can get to, a price point which will ultimately benefit what I think is a severely neglected patient population.
Natasha Squarey, 7 News.
Monjaro can help decrease how much food you eat.
They're two of the most popular weapons in the battle against obesity. Now, a new report suggests one of these blockbuster drugs is far more effective in helping people slim down. The analysis looked at real-world data from about 18,000 overweight adults using Monjaro or Ozempic over a year. It found those taking Monjaro were 3 times more likely to lose 15% of their body weight than those on Ozempic, and more than 2.5 times more likely to lose 10% of their body weight. While not a peer-reviewed study, this echoes previous research that found Monjaro more effective than Ozempic in helping some people with weight loss. Both drugs are taken through weekly injections and are FDA approved only for type 2 diabetes, not weight loss.
I've lost 17 pounds in 8 weeks.
But demand is soaring as more patients use them off-label to shed unwanted pounds. Doctors say they work by mimicking hormones in the gut tied to appetite.
The major difference between the two medications is that Monjaro is working on 2 hormones and Ozempic is working on 1 hormone. So you're essentially getting more bang for the buck when you take Monjaro.
After struggling with obesity her whole life, Tara Rothenhofer joined a clinical trial for Monjaro. 3 years in, she says she's lost more than 200 pounds.
Instead of that feeling of looking towards your next meal while you're still eating the current meal, you're having more of that feeling of satisfaction, of enjoyment. You have a few bites of something and you feel full.
Eli Lilly, maker of Monjaro, says it'll soon release a version that's FDA approved for weight loss called Zepbound. In a statement, the maker of Ozempic, Novo Nordisk, told us their drug is only meant to treat type 2 diabetes. Its approved drug for weight loss, called Wegovy, is similar but at a higher dose than Ozempic. Experts caution the safety of these drugs is still unknown in healthy people who just want to lose a few pounds. They can have side effects like gastrointestinal distress, nausea, and vomiting, and they only curb hunger while being used.
For most patients, when you stop the medication, you will regain roughly 2/3 of that weight. This is not a medication that will reset you for life.
As with any medication, of course, experts say you should only use them under the guidance of a doctor who is familiar with the risks and side effects. Eli Lilly told us it discourages any off-label use of Mounjaro, guys.
I think a lot of people want these drugs, but the cost is kind of high. And does insurance pay for any of it?
You know, hundreds of dollars a week in some cases here. And insurance will pay for it if you are diagnosed with diabetes. You're using it as a diabetes drug, but insurance doesn't cover it for weight loss unless you have other things going on too, high cholesterol or other underlying conditions that your doctor can get insurance to help you pay it for. The question is, in the future, will these be more affordable? If there are pill forms, will they cost less? Injectable drugs are very expensive. And will Medicare eventually be able to cover these? Medicare is barred right now from covering weight loss drugs because remember the fen-phen drama of a couple decades ago? So Congress doesn't allow Medicare to cover weight loss drugs. That would have to change too. But we're in early days of what could be an exciting game changer for healthcare and the economy. Healthcare very, very expensive in this country.
Indeed. All right, Christine, thank you.
Nice to see you.